Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Leanna, and today we're talking about my sales for the month of May on Poshmark Canada and Poshmark US. I do have a couple of eBay sales that were mine alone, so I was happy about them. I'm going to share those with you as well. We're going to also talk about what I'm changing up in the month of June to hopefully increase those sales. If this is the kind of content that you like, please remember to subscribe. We're going to hop right in. First, I do want to mention that I was going to talk about Posh Sidekick and their huge announcement that they were going to have last night. Unfortunately, they did have to postpone that announcement. It'll take place in a few days when they can. And when they do, I will update you on that and let you know what that is all about. So, sales. We're talking about sales. We're going to talk about a couple of different aspects of the sales, because if you've been around, you know that my first week of May on Poshmark Canada was like I did one sales. It was so slow. And I want to talk about that a little bit. It was like Poshmark Canada was like in the first 2 weeks, I think I had 4 sales and that was it. And that's really unheard of for me. That was a new experience for me on that platform. Usually that happens on Posh US. Posh US and Posh Canada kind of flipped places this month. I don't know why, because I'm listing the same, I'm doing the same things on both platforms. I don't know. The only difference is on Posh US, I became a Posh Ambassador too. Yay. And I also was approved for live shows, which, I mean, I've done a couple of silents, which is awesome. But that's the only difference that changed in May for Posh US. I don't know if it's made a difference. I am welcoming the increase in sales on that platform though. So it was interesting that they flipped places, and it was interesting that all of a sudden my Posh Canada closet was like it was off, like it was invisible, like nobody could see it. I don't know what was going on. It did come back to life a little bit in the last 2 weeks, so it did gain some sales and some ground, so I'm glad about that. It's interesting though, because when you're in that kind of situation and you think, oh no, it's so slow, oh no, oh no, oh no, I think it's a really good habit to just crunch the numbers, or first of all, crunch the numbers to make sure that you really are slow. I'll get to that in a second. But I also think it's important to sort of dig a little deeper and really be consistent. Keep at it, because 1 week should not break your business, you know. Keep going and see what's going on, change things up a bit, try some discounts, whatever it is you want. Don't panic, not for 1 week. So what I want to talk about with crunching your numbers is I really did feel that this month was really slow for me. I thought, oh my God, I'm not going to reach my goal. It's going to be a really slow month. And it's like, okay, so what do I do? And I try to think of ways to fix it. And the end of the month came and I crunched my numbers. And my sales were actually more than they were in April. So yes, Posh Canada was way down from April, but Posh US was way up from April. So overall, my numbers were really good, which is fantastic. But another thing is my actual items sold, the number of items sold was way down in May. So that made it feel even slower, because I wasn't going to the post office every day. I wasn't sending out 4 or 5 or 6 packages, you know, to Sally in every couple of days or anything like that. So it felt much, much slower. But my average sale price was way up. So that is a really good thing. My average sale price on Posh Canada ended up being about $35, which is really good. I would like to be there or higher. I like to be able to have items that will sell for that much. That'd be fantastic. Posh US, the average sale price again was $35. However, because I sold those Chanel earrings for $400, that really did affect my average sale price. So if I took them away, the average sale price I think it ended up being $29, which is not bad at all. So I'm happy with that. So crunch your numbers before you panic, because you know what, you could be doing much better than you think. And yeah, you know what, I kind of want to be in that position where I'm doing less work but earning more, but it was just something new to me. So anyway, it worked out really well. In May, I had 16 sales days on Posh Canada. That is a lot. That is the most I think I've ever had. And on Posh US, it was 0 sales days. So those 0 sales days, I don't look at them, I don't panic. I mean, I was a little bit panicky at the beginning of May with only having that one sale in 7 days. I was like, what is going on? But if I have one no sales day and then the next day I sell an item, it's not affecting me so much. But 16 is really, that is more than half the month, which is, to me, okay, how do I fix that? What do I do? I'm up for suggestions, honestly, down below in the comments. I mean, I already send out offers. I always list and everything else. So I don't know. So overall, I am very happy with the way that the platforms performed in May. They were just weird and wonderful. You know, they were like this a little bit, and a couple of times I was like, okay, what is going on? But they worked out in the end. The brands that are selling, Torrid sold really well for me this month, which I'm really happy about, because I have found a store, one of my not localish, but a localish thrift store that's not pricing them at $7 or $8. They're pricing them at $3.50, which is a great price point for me to sell them for $20. So I'm happy with that. And also Vintage is selling really well for me right now, which is good because I love Vintage. I think Vintage is really super cool. And I would actually love to be able to wear it, but it just doesn't fit me. The really cool stuff doesn't fit me. And hard goods. The Posh US closet had a lot of hard goods sell, and I was really pleased about that as well. Okay, so we're going to talk about what has sold. I'm going to share with you a couple of things that sold because there are a couple of little stories and kind of lessons that I learned. So first of all, Posh Canada. Didn't sell a lot, but I'm going to start with these Sanuk shoes. They're men's shoes. They sold for $31 on Posh Canada. These were cross-listed to Posh US and to eBay.com, and they were listed on eBay for $19.99 US. So somebody that wanted them could have gotten them on eBay for much less expensive, but they sold for more on Posh Canada, which is really cool. Even though the fees are higher and stuff like that, I still made more money selling them on that platform. And I don't know if you guys, if you do sell on multiple platforms, do you price according to the platform, or do you have one price across the board? Because I change my prices according to the platform. And usually I want them to sell on where they're priced higher, and sometimes it works. The next thing I want to talk about are these L'Artiste sandals. They're beautiful. This brand, I've sold a pair of little booties from this that Paul picked up at the bins. These I picked up, I want to say, at my local Value Village, and it was on 30% off, so I think they were like $10, $9, $10, and they sold for $50, so I'm happy with that. They're a really cool brand. They have really interesting styles, and they sell really well for me. The last item I want to talk about is this bracelet. It is a brand called Uno de 50. I have sold earrings from this brand, and this bracelet was in the mound of jewelry that Paul finally found, that we found a whole bunch of things. There's another piece coming up as well, and I'm still kicking myself because we bought this like 3.5 years ago. It moved with us, and then we couldn't find it, and we finally found it, and I started listing, and it's still selling, which is amazing. So Posh US, I don't know why I pointed up, because it's coming. Posh US. We're going to start with, this is all hard goods, which is really cool. And I'm not going to show you the Chanel because I've already showed you the Chanel. There's a video about that. Anyway, this is a platter. The brand is called Guardian Service. It is a vintage hammered aluminum sort of set. Well, this is just the griddle. You put this on your stove and it acts like a griddle. They have, I have other ones in my closet. They have casserole dishes and things like that. They go from stove to oven. They are really, really well made and really nice. I picked this up, if I'm not mistaken, within a lot at an auction, and I got like 7 or 8 pieces for $10. So the price for this was like not very much, and it sold for $40, and it sold to a guest. So this guest found it on Google, came into Poshmark, signed up, and then bought it from me for $40. Awesome. And that price is in US dollars. The next one I want to talk about is this KitchenAid mixing bowl. I picked this up at the local Goodwill for $4.49, and it sold for $27 American. And because it is stainless steel, it was awkward to pack, but it wasn't hard to pack. I wasn't worried about it breaking, so it was a little bit wasn't so anxious to pack it, and it got there and everything was fine. I mean, it wasn't a huge sale, but this kind of thing sells. KitchenAid appliances and like little doodads. I just sold a cheese grater. I've sold something else from KitchenAid that I can't off the top of my head remember. But KitchenAid is a good brand if you get it at a low enough price to sell. The next item is this little bear, and it's from The Bear in the Big Blue House. It was only like this big. I did buy this at an auction for $5 plus all the, auction stuff that you have to pay, so $6 in total, and it sold for $50 US. It was so cute, and I was so pleased that it actually got sold. And yeah, so out of that, 2 of those were vintage, which is amazing. The last one I'm going to talk about is eBay, because there's one that's really funny. Okay, first off, the Alexis Bitar bracelet. I've talked about this brand before. This was in that jewelry lot. It sold for $76.99 US. I'm just shaking my head still about that. It's like, go through your death piles, keep yourself organized, get your stuff listed. The next piece I'm going to talk about are this little set. It was a brooch and 2 earrings. They're from a brand called Coro. These are vintage as well. And they were just really sweet. And they went somewhere international via a freight forwarding company, but they sold for $30 US. And I think these were in a vintage lot that I picked up at an auction a long time ago, and they had been buried as well. Because, I'm still digging through that stuff. The last thing I want to talk about on eBay that sold, and I'm going to show you these. They only sold for $13.25. So I'm showing you these. These are little mixing spoons. And okay, this is the story. When we first started out, 4 years ago, when I was like, okay, we're going to do this, we would watch everybody on YouTube. Okay, we didn't care what their business model was. We didn't care. We were learning. We were just bringing it all in. And one of the people that we watched really loved retail arbitrage. So retail arbitrage is when you go into a store, a Walmart, a Crappy Tire, a Canadian Tire, sorry, whatever it is, and you find their clearance items, and you can resell them online. And it does really work. But we got so excited, we really weren't doing comp searches at that time. So we picked up a few of these little measuring spoons, because I think they were only like $2. Then they were super cute. I loved them. I thought they were so cute. I thought, yeah, somebody's going to want them. We didn't want a lot for them, but they sat and they sat and they sat. And finally, one sold for $13.25 on eBay. We were so happy. You know what? The lesson there is, you're going to make those buys that, yeah, they could be bad buys and never ever sell. They could take forever to sell. And you know what? When you're learning from anybody, just know learning is a really good thing, and trying new things is a really good thing. But you know what? You're going to make mistakes. You're going to make a little bit of fumbles, and that's okay. I think it's funny to see that, yeah, we bought these and we really shouldn't have, but you know what? It is what it is. So what am I changing in June to maybe get those sales increasing? So last month I did do my listing strategy where I was listing 5 a day for $200 and trying to keep track of the value of what I was listing, and that worked really well. I did kind of drop the ball on it a little bit. I did list almost every single day, but I did drop the ball a little bit, and that's okay. I'm not beating myself up about it, but I think this month I'm going to play with the numbers a little bit, because I was still just finding that keeping it going every single day was So I'm thinking from Monday to Friday, I will keep the 5 listings for $200, and on the weekends, I will drop that down to like $3 and $100. But I'm also going to add in that every single day, I list on eBay 3 items. I'm not going to do a value, but just 3 items. And you could be sitting there going, but okay, Leanna, if you're going to do 5 on Poshmark and cross-list them over to the Poshmark, the other Poshmark, why not just take the time and cross-list all of them over to eBay? Well, number one, I don't put everything that I have in Poshmark onto eBay. I'm really not 100% comfortable yet doing all my clothing items just because I don't like it. And a lot of my clothing items get better prices on Poshmark, so I don't feel the need to put them on eBay. But I do have those items that, I cross-list across all 3, and I'm going to concentrate on doing that. And having just a number, a goal every single day, I think will help me stay consistent. And giving myself some time off or downtime a little bit, or not so much pressure, will really help me be able to knock the goals out and make sure that I actually do them. So 5 listings on Poshmark Canada, Poshmark US a day for a value of $200, plus 3 eBay listings a day. During the weekend, on Saturday, Sunday, 3 listings on Posh Canada, Posh US for a value of $100, which is not hard to get to, and 3 listings on eBay. So in total, I don't even know what that is. That's 5 times 5 is 25, and 6 is 31. 31, and plus my 321 on eBay. So you have to do math really quickly there. I think that will help me stay consistent. I am still now working through my death pile. I do have some things stockpiled that I have to get at and get ready to go. I am going to spend, I don't know if I'm going to do it today because I'm not sleeping again, so I don't know. But by Saturday, I'm going to go to the office. I'm going to spend like 3 or 4 hours there, and I am going to steam photograph, and get at least 30 items ready to go. That's the goal for the weekend. We'll put it to the weekend. Yeah. Anyway, that is it for today. Remember to crunch your numbers so that you're absolutely aware of what your sales really are. You might be pleasantly surprised. Keep changing things up. Keep trying things new. And that's about it. I hope everybody has a fantastic weekend. I'll be back when Posh Sidekick does make their announcement, but I will definitely be back next Tuesday. Not sure what we're talking about yet. We'll find out. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time.